The way organizations function today is very different from how they did it 10 years ago, and it is only going to keep evolving. Whether you plan to work for a startup or a global MNC or even in a government office, these changes are going to shape your experience. So, now we are going to explore what's changing in the world of work and how all of that connects to something very, very important: quality of work life, or QWL in short. A lot of this change is happening because of three very important things. What are they? Can you guess? I'll give you 3 seconds to guess. One, two, three. Done. What are they? Technology, globalization, and people's expectations from work. Companies are not just looking to make profits anymore. They are also trying to keep employees happy, be the best place to work, make them productive and motivated. So let us look at some of the major trends that are becoming more common in today's workplaces. Thanks to apps like Zoom, Slack, Google Meet, people don't need to sit in a traditional office anymore. Imagine a marketing team where one person is in Chennai, the other might be in Delhi, a third might be in Dubai, and yet they work together like they're all in the same room. This is what you call virtual organizations. It gives people more freedom and saves commuting time. But it also comes with a challenge. It feels isolated or working longer hours without realizing. This trend has been on the rise ever since COVID hit us 5 years ago. The good old 9 to 5 routine is not the only way to work anymore. Now, companies offer flexi timings, remote work, hybrid options, job sharing, even freelancing. And this gives employees more control over their structure, which is amazing for work life balance. But on the flip side, sometimes people feel disconnected from their teams or they might be unsure about their job security, especially if they rarely see their manager or colleagues face to face. That is one of the reasons I believe that a lot of organizations go hybrid, like 2 or 3 days in office where everybody has to come and the remaining from home. Take me, for example, right? I work in hybrid mode and my team is spread all over India. It's mostly Hyderabad. Anyone from Hyderabad listening to me? Okay. Anyway, the pay structure is also changing. Traditionally, we associated salary to fixed monthly payouts, right? But these days, instead of getting a fixed monthly salary, many companies are paying people based on how well they perform. Think of sales roles, where your commission might depend on how many clients you bring in. This kind of a pay system can be super motivating, but if it is not done fairly, it might also make people feel a bit stressed or undervalued. Many companies are now involving employees in decision making through open discussions, surveys, town halls. Like, for example, startups in India, they often ask their employees for ideas on improving the products or customer service. Even not just startups, even MNCs also, like the companies that I work for also, I have worked for also, they conduct regular surveys. They ask us, is there anything that you would like to change? How was your manager? Is there any problems that you're facing? Anything like that. Like periodically, we will get a survey mail, uh, but I don't know how effective that is anyways. I hope it is. I hope they are looking at the responses. Anyways, so yeah, so that is democratic governance. But the thing is that whether or not how they are using the data from these surveys, we feel like our opinions matter. When that mail comes, it is like an invitation to share whatever we are feeling till now, till then. So definitely there is a increased sense of ownership and things like that. Also, that is exactly what I was saying. When people feel that their opinions matter, they feel more connected to their job. But the thing is that if you start involving everyone in decisions, then it can sometimes slow things down, especially if an urgent action is needed. Remote work is also one of a big shift in the last few years, especially since COVID-19. We all saw how work from home has become the new normal. Many companies at that time were saying that they're going to go fully normal, fully work, remote based even after work, after the COVID is done, right? God knows how many people did stick up to it. Anyway, so but work from home is now a normal thing. Many companies have continued with that model, and some people have shifted to hybrid, but very, very, very few companies have gone to all 5 days, right? Mostly it is hybrid. It's great in terms of saving time and improving comfort, but at the same time, it can also blur the boundaries. Suddenly, you might find yourself answering emails during dinner, right? There is no, what you can say, there is no fixed time anymore. Today's employees also want fair pay, equal treatment, and a respectful workplace. If a male and a female employee are doing the same job, then they expect to be paid equally as well. And if companies don't ensure that fairness, employees will lose their trust and they may quietly look for another job. Quiet quitting. It was a word. It was a very big buzzword. I think last year or 2 years back. Quiet quitting. Right. Now, let us bring in a term that you are going to often hear in HR and management discussions: quality of work life, or QWL. What is it? Simply put, QWL is all about how satisfying and how meaningful your work experience feels. It goes beyond salary. Okay, it is about whether you feel motivated at work, whether you are treated with respect, and whether you still have enough time and energy left for your personal life, like spending time with your family or friends after the work is done. So in other words, it reflects the overall well-being and happiness of employees in the workplace. The emerging trends that we discussed so far, like remote work or flexible schedules, they all have a direct impact on this quality of work life. For example, virtual work, it gives people the freedom to work from anywhere, and that reduces travel costs. It saves time. But on the flip side, it can lead to feelings of isolation or even burnout if boundaries between work and home are not maintained. Similarly, having a flexible and adaptive workforce will offer employees more autonomy and it will help with their work life balance. But it might also create a sense of disconnection from colleagues or a lack of a clear structure. Contingent pay systems where rewards are linked to performance can be highly motivating and encourage innovation as well. But if the rewards are not distributed fairly, it may cause stress or it may make some employees feel undervalued. The move towards democratic governance, where employees participate in decision making, it can lead to greater empowerment. It can lead to a stronger sense of ownership. Yet, this inclusive approach might also result in slower decision making, especially when you are reaching consensus. uh, it is going to be very difficult. Remember always, work, uh, let's think about remote work. Remote work is a trend that we all know it is going to stay here. It is here to stay. It is not going away anywhere 100%. Remote work offers people the comfort of working from home. It eliminates long commutes, but at the same time, it can make it harder to separate work from personal life. So, what happens? There is a blurred line separating work and life, and it could even lead to some kind of loneliness. If it is an organization that promotes fairness and equity, whether in pay, promotions, or policies, it can help build trust and keep employees motivated. On the other hand, if these values are ignored, then it can lead to dissatisfaction and disengagement. So, it is clear that these trends are not just buzzwords, but they directly affect how employees feel at work. Organizations must be thoughtful in how they implement these different aspects. When managed well, these changes can make work more fulfilling and productive for the workforce. But if it is handled poorly, if it is not done properly, then it can harm the quality of work life. And eventually, what will happen? The company's overall performance is going to be affected. Now, there is a lot of talk about what the future of work life might look like, right? There is a report from UK government called Work in the Knowledge Driven Economy, and that report predicted that most people in the future will work on skill based projects, often through the internet rather than in fixed jobs. Some predictions from such studies include wired world, where people collaborate globally on the internet, like freelance web developers or designers who are working for clients in multiple countries. Built to last, companies must keep adapting to change without losing their core values. It is going to be a balancing act. That is, we will have to find that sweet spot between innovation and stability. Also, there is a lot of push towards using AI in work, right? The aim is to get employees get at least 30%. Is the aim is to get how to what you can say get the employees get 30% more work done by the employees in the same amount of time. That is, say if without AI, a person takes 10 hours to do a particular job, then the ask now is to use AI and get it done in 7 hours or even lesser. This rapidly changing work dynamic is with this rapidly changing work dynamic, the important question that we have to ask here is how can companies improve their quality of life, right? Well, if you think about it properly, it is not rocket science. It just takes intention and effort. So here are some of the practical ways that we can do it. First and foremost, we can focus on job enrichment. Give employees meaningful work and also a say in how that work is going to be done. Flexible work hours. Allow people to manage their time. Include wellness programs like yoga sessions or mental health support, or even just healthy food in the canteen will do. Right? Similarly, involvement. Employee involvement. Let employees give feedback and let them be a part of important conversations. Fair pay. That nobody can beat fair pay, right? People pay people fairly and also transparently. Give them growth opportunities. Help employees learn, help them grow and succeed. Many Indian companies like TCS, Infosys, HCL, and all have started focusing heavily on employee wellness, flexible work models, and even inclusive properties. So, we are going to be the future HR managers, right? What is going to be our role in all of this? Managers and supervisors are the bridge between employees and the organization. So, you are going to be that bridge that links these employees with the organization. So, in quality work life balance, your work will become super important. A good supervisor or a good HR manager is someone who can support their team, who can ensure fair workload, who can listen to their concerns and encourage learning and flexibility. And a good management sets the tone by communicating clearly, creating fair policies, tracking how happy and healthy the employees really are. If managers lead with empathy and transparency, then quality of work life will naturally improve. And as future HR managers, you guys will be responsible not just for profits, but for people also. You will need to keep up with the trends. But at the same time, you should never forget that people power. People are the, what you can say, people power your business, right? So, those were some of the important concepts of unit number 9. I hope you got an overall understanding and I hope the session was useful to you guys. Let me know in the comments. Until I see you in the next session, thank you so much. Happy learning.